Alright guys, Subscriber here again today, and not much has happened over the last day, so effectively it's going to be a news recap, going through a lot of, more rumours around Rostermania, nothing set in stone as yet, and then we're going to go through this WorldGaming event which is going on in Toronto. It will be on again today for the rest of the day and the grand finals. There's been a lot of technical issues that have meant that effectively a lot of the matches have been delayed significantly, so one of the matches had to be postponed until today. We'll talk about that more throughout the course of the video, and exactly how things went down yesterday, because it's a pretty fun event overall. A lot of teams using substitutes and the like, and get to see how evil geniuses who've got their full roster here can compete up against some young guns like Cellium, back competing, and that year team is very exciting as well. I won't say that too many times. So like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it, and let's hop right into the video here. Let's deal with this WorldGaming event. So these are the 8 teams that I guess qualified somehow. I don't really know too much about the qualification, but these are the teams that are here. These are the rosters. So on Facebook, we have Asim, Gravity, Phantoms, Cellium, and Zuma. Then UYU is their full roster, but they have Blast instead of Parzelion. And what's quite interesting is that we have Spoof, who UYU dropped off the team before they even played a single league match. He actually played up against them yesterday, and it was a rather convincing victory. And we'll go into it in a second. The year team, Abizi, Arsties, Gunler, Silly, and Scrabs. That's just deadly. Then Evil Geniuses have their full league roster, and Revan as coach still, which is interesting because there's been a lot of rumours floating around about this team, what changes they may or may not make, and it's interesting to see the entire squad play this event because, they have had the opportunity to think about making roster changes throughout the entirety of the second week of cross-divisional play. Yes, the roster change period only opened 2 days ago, but still, they could have thought about changes long before that, and they haven't made a change yet, so I don't know whether that's telling or not, but it's certainly interesting. Then we have Cells. You may have heard a few of these names on this Team War. Nation of Power, some guys that I haven't really heard too much about. Archives and Jimbo, I think I've heard about before. The rest of the guys I wasn't really too aware of, but they played remarkably well, I thought. And yeah, Cyclone, this team of Glow Frosty, not the Frosty, but a different Frosty. Panda, GodRx, obviously a classic duo. Then Spoof and Super. These kind of names you'd expect Zaptius to be on this team, but I think Zaptius has got some things going on with his education, so that's why I didn't. If Zaptius would have been on this team, I'd have thought they'd been pretty damn nasty, and it turns out they're pretty nasty anyway. And then Nemesis, Hitman you may have heard of. Apart from that, not too many big names on this one. So let's have a look through the results here. Easy Mac, I think he was away last night, but he's sorting out these series scoreboards today. So if you want to look through things more in depth after this video comes out, I'll leave the link to his Twitter down in the description box below, and you can go and see the actual series scoreboards and the like that he does for the Pro League. But, I think he was away, so he couldn't get it done in time for this one. So FaZe Clan Black, big favourites in their first matchup, 1-3-0. EG beat Ward. Just to explain this format very briefly, this is what a GSL format looks like. You have a double elimination bracket within the group stage. So effectively, like Team 1 plays Team 4, Team 2 plays Team 3 in terms of seeding, and then the winning teams play each other to get out of the group, and then the losing teams play off, and then they play another match, and then the winner of that gets out of the group. So 2 teams get out of the group, but it's in a fairer format, because if you want to get out of the group, you have to win 2 series, and if you want to go home, you have to lose 2 series. So it's better, I think, than round robin, where you can win 1 series and get through, or lose 1 series and go home. Not the best scenario. So effectively, there is one match that didn't end up playing because it was postponed, which is this Cyclone versus Yer match, but I've got a few clips I'll probably put on screen from the stream yesterday. And yeah, Cyclone versus UYU is a fun one, of course, because it was Spoof versus his old team. UYU got absolutely blown out. I feel like these guys almost certainly will have to make a roster change. Yes, they're the substitute in Blast for Barzelion, but if anything, Blast was probably the shining light on this team yesterday. And yeah, there was a funny tweet, I think, from UYU, from Gorgo Knight back in February, and Pawns tweets out the following: "No one has your back like family." And Gorgo Knight says, "No one on this list can gun me in a high-pressured environment." And they end up losing to that Nation of Power team to go out of the tournament in the very last place. So it's interesting. Nation of Power looked very decent, actually, against this Yer squad. Took them all the way to a Game 5. But, of course, that team is just a mishmash of players. It's effectively like you're playing 10s. So it's very interesting. EG with FaZe back 3-0. I didn't get a chance to watch this because these games went on late, so I went to bed. So let me know if anything exciting happened here, but I should have a few decent clips to put on screen anyway from some of the earlier matches that I got a chance to watch. EG got into the semi-finals then, so of course they have their full squad. They haven't lost a single map yet in the tournament. I think it would be quite interesting if they managed to just romp through the tournament not losing a single map, and then they're thinking, oh, you know, should we still make a change, right? So it's interesting. Tune in today again to see the conclusion of this one.
I can't wait to say something dumb as shit and everyone hears it.
Well, that would be your first thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is Spoo's reaction. Told my teammates if they get me that dub over UIU, I got them the rest of the event, no problems. We shall see if I can live up to the promise. I think that's kind of what he means there. And then we have this from Zuma. So a lot of issues with this event. Like, I don't know, that's the thing with UIU and EG. Like, they're on opposite end of the spectrum right now, being league teams, even though EG technically, I guess, performing a bit worse than UIU in terms of the overall record. But one thing to mention is that this event has been littered with tech problems. You know, Zinni says he's playing without game sounds. Zuma says he's just lost full. My monitor was 5 seconds behind the Cronus. So, you know, probably not actually 5 seconds, but certainly super delayed. So, yeah. Definitely a grain of salt, or a pinch of salt, as it also can be said, to be taken with this one. Now, Formula, this guy who is a former Red Reserve owner, says Red Reserve still owes $250,000 between the Red House and the ProCod team. That org became so busted and corrupt after he left, it was literally ran by morons. Now, I've had a lot of people suggesting that this guy, he's not the best of individuals. He's left this organisation a while ago. He's not actually owed any money. He's just kind of doing this for the Twitter clout, I guess you could say. Yeah, he's a former owner. He's not owed any money, but it's the current owners, the current investors that owe the money to, well, effectively even the CEO and the management staff and all the guys that have worked on the social media stuff and also the pro COD players. Supposedly the 40,000 that are rated and that are owed is like champs money that the organisation, some of the organisations, they take the like prize money from their players and then they take some sort of cut of it and give it back. So yeah, it's an interesting scenario. It's still not good for Red Reserve. There's a couple of tweets that we'll look at, or a couple of comments from Rated in a Twitch stream that we'll look at in a second, of Rated saying, you know, how long until this stuff is going to get sorted out, whether FaZe are going to indeed buy out this spot. Do have confirmation finally that Bance is a restricted free agent. He did say it a while ago, but it's actually officially been said now, so we'll have to see where he ends up. And yeah, moving onwards. So I thought I'd go through this. This is from CWL Intel, some of the things he's been sent in his, he put this in his Discord. And yeah, a good guy called Crone. And well, this is interesting. We'll go through this a second. I had a guy that was seated near Zuma at the WorldGaming Network event. He DM'd me a selfie with Zuma, and apparently Zuma was talking about roster moves with Cellium while they were seated. One thing to quickly mention with Cellium, when we look at the Cellium to EnVy thing here, is Shane sent me this on Twitter. It's a screenshot of him playing against, playing against Cellium and Huke in league play. Nearly, well, he does pretty well, 36 and 21 fair play. But yeah, if Cellium and Huke are playing in league play, it kind of implies that maybe they're looking to be on the same team, and Huke is, you know, he's not going to leave EnVy. The contract he has there is crazy. So, you know, supposedly Zuma attached if EG let him go. Scrap 0 at the moment are looking for 1. Pharaoh, Cellium and Silly people of interest. It was meant to be like JCap considered here, but maybe that's not the case. 0 running ICR, which is quite exciting, of course. He's used many different roles. Maybe he can go back to the ICR form of when he was using the NV4 back in Infinite Warfare and was an absolute god. They want Asim off this FaZe Clan Black team, but, you know, we'll have to see. He's a pretty damn good player, to be honest. I do rate him pretty highly when I've seen him play. Cellium to EnVy being considered. Zuma apparently got offers from Optic 3 years in a row, but FaZe wouldn't let him go. JCap's buyout for me United is $300,000. I don't know how much I can believe that, because, I mean, maybe it's true, but Jesus Christ, that is absolutely mental figures. Like, who's going to pay that for a guy like JCap when you can pay $250K supposedly for a guy like Decimate? Like, yeah, sheesh, that's a tough one. They want Priest to his 5th, unsure if Attach can get off EG. As if they're going to get Priester, they will do very well to get him back off of United, or 100 Thieves, sorry. Decimate is on EnVy. Desi, Cellium, Silly and Huke is a squad which seems relatively deadly. They want Pharaoh. If they get Pharaoh, Cellium will stay on FaZe. Attach wants to run Assault. So a lot of information. Don't know how much of that's legit, but I thought you guys would find that interesting. Okay, so this is some stuff from Rated that we've seen here in the Twitch chat. So Dateless asks, have you got a 5-man team confirmed? Rated says 4, nearly 5. And then we have this, so not much. I'm still with Joe, but I guess that's common knowledge at this point. And then, okay, he mentioned something about Optic Gaming. One other thing to mention here, though, is Ashley sent me this on Twitter, so thanks a lot for that. Rated, are you on a league team, brother, if I may call you that? And he basically just says yes, so he's on a league team. And I find this crazy interesting. You look at the league teams, we'll have a look at them now. Okay, so these are the current league teams. Now, Rated and Joe, they reckon they've got 4 guys to potentially join a team. Now, where are they going to go? I have no idea, because, okay, let's have a look. So let's say this Red Reserve spot gets bought out by FaZe Clan, and we get this Scrap Zero, you know, Zuma attached team, maybe with JCat, maybe with Ferro, maybe with Silly, I don't know. Whatever the rumour is at the current time, they might be on this Red Reserve spot with, you know, FaZe Clan instead. Now, what other team is realistically going to be picking up Rated and Joe? Okay, so we've got Optic Gaming, obviously not. We've got E United, they're not going to be making a change. I doubt Splice would make... I mean, maybe if Splice make a change, it'd probably only be a one-man thing. I doubt it'd be any more than that. Luminosity, I'd be very surprised if they make a change. Enigma 6 could change something drastically, but I personally don't see it likely. Then Reciprocity supposedly Rated said that he doesn't think they're changing, and maybe if they do change it, it only would be a one-man thing for maybe Shawnee for scraps or something if the offer was there, but probably unlikely. So EnVy are also definitely changing, but these guys are supposedly getting the squad of Huke, Decimate, and, well, the other names that was mentioned, Cellium potentially going on to the team, Silly might still be there, and then +1. So EnVy's an interesting situation. Heretics aren't going to change off the Spanish lads. Midnight has the possibility to change, but I guess these guys, you know, just hit a bit of form, and Lacefields did make a tweet that maybe implied he was dropped, but you know, maybe this is the team that Rated and Joe somehow find themselves on, because 100 Thieves aren't making a change. UYU maybe have the potential to make a swap, but I mean, I don't think it'd be more than like a 1 or 2 man thing. I would be surprised if Rated and Joe went into this squad, to be honest with you. Evil Geniuses look like they're going to make a change as well. I guess this is like the target for guys like Rated and Joe if they're going to go separately. I don't know where the hell Bance goes. And like Accelerate unlikely to make a change considering their owner Justin, like he's not going to try and mess with anything any more than he did before when he got a lot of flack for it. And yeah, it was, you know, all that Beezy stuff came out a while ago. And then Gen G, they're not going to make a change. And then Denial, unless they switch out from the French guys, I don't see it likely. So I really don't know where Rated, Joe and Bance even end up on a league team right now. It's very hard to call, and I wonder what you guys think in the comment section below. So before I leave you guys for the day, I thought I'd show you this. Scrap says, wearing this one last time this weekend. If someone wants it, drop a comment below and I'll pick a winner at the end of the weekend. Red Reserve Scraps. And then he shows this comment, won't be the last time I wear red though. So I think he even did another comment later on implying he'd be in blue. So I think it could just be bait. But yeah, this rumour that the Red Reserve spot is going to FaZe Clan is definitely still up there right now in the air. And well, it's certainly a possibility. We'll have to see. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you are new as always. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.